Hello, I hope today finds you well. I just wanted to start off a little video about the most common questions I've gotten since having Ayla. So probably the most common question is, what's life like with 2 kids? And this could be a video in and of itself, but the best piece of advice I think I can give transitioning from 1 to 2 in terms of time management would be just prepare for everything to take 3 times as long as it used to. Kids have this like synergistic vibe about them that, you know, 1 + 1 does not necessarily equal 2. Sometimes it equals 3, 4. And everything just takes a lot longer. So, you know, getting ready in the morning, dinner, bedtime, going somewhere, just, you know, getting in and out of the car, everything takes a bit longer. And it's not anything to worry about. It's nothing to stress about. Just don't have, you know, try to give yourself as much time as possible and don't feel bad if, you know, you're running a little bit behind. If you have a newborn baby, people understand. They give you some grace. It's okay. Also, so with 2 kids, the increase in laundry is phenomenal. Like I did not anticipate it at all. And we've, you know, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with me on Facebook, but a few months ago, or before Ayla was born, I was really trying to downsize and basically just get rid of everything that we didn't need. If, you know, if it wasn't functional or it didn't bring us joy, it was going. And since having Ayla, I just find that, you know, the laundry is something that's just gotten, you know, it's increased exponentially. So I think that might be a project of mine, maybe next week, is to cut down on laundry. And no, it won't save the frequency. So we'll probably actually wash things more often, but you won't have like 10 piles of clothes sitting there that need to be sorted and put away. So the biggest thing for me is not actually washing and drying the clothes, it's getting them to where they need to be. So honestly, since Ayla's been born, a lot of times we're just pulling things out of, you know, a clean basket and just giving them an iron and off we go. So laundry is one to keep an eye out for. Don't get discouraged, but it is going to increase. Ooh, all right. So the second question that I get without a doubt is, how is she sleeping? This one makes me laugh every time. I'm like, she's a newborn baby. She's not sleeping. But you know, some people, every child is different, and some people have babies that come home and sleep straight through the night on day 1. That's never been my experience for either of my kids. So Charlie didn't sleep through the night until he was around 6 months old, and Ayla is definitely not sleeping through the night. So she's 10 weeks old on Monday, this past Monday, and for the first 2 months, she pretty much woke up every 45 minutes, you know, night and day. So that was really difficult, and that's something as well that you need to be prepared for is sleep deprivation, and really just like give yourself some grace, like relax. You're gonna be sleep deprived, and that's gonna make you have a foggy brain. It's gonna make you a little bit cranky sometimes. It's gonna really wear on your patience. This is another thing with 2 kids, you know, in the newborn phase, is that I, you know, found that my patience threshold was a lot lower. I had maybe this much patience, whereas before I'd have, you know, heaps. But anyway, Ayla's probably sleeping every 2 hours now, and she's 10 weeks old. So she's, well, not sleeping every 2 hours. She's sleeping for 2 hours and then waking up. And at night, sometimes she'll go for 5 hours, and that's incredible. But I wake up and I'm like, oh, is she okay? All right, question number 3, how do you do it? 2 things. Top knots, put your hair in a top knot, and drink double shots of coffee. So top knots and double shots. It's my 2 things. All right, there's a little bit more than 2 things, but I'm just learning as I go, honestly. Like, I don't have a magic formula. I didn't read a bunch of books and stuff, and I think that, you know, to a certain extent you can prepare yourself for being a mom, or for being a mom of 2, and I'm definitely not discouraging you from doing research, but a lot of it, you just figure it out as you go. No one goes into motherhood thinking, oh, you know, I'm ready. Like, no one feels ready. You know, it's 2 days before the baby's born, you're still not ready. The baby's here, you're still not ready. And it's just something that kind of evolves as you go, and you learn what works for you and you learn what doesn't work for you. And honestly, I just do whatever feels right for me and my family. So there are gonna be things that you feel pressure about for not doing. So things that you're supposed to do that you don't think you should do, or if you don't think you should do it, it doesn't fit into your family or it doesn't fit with your personality, that's okay. Like for me, personally, letting Ayla cry without picking her up, that's something that doesn't feel right to me. So I choose not to do that. You just have to really take into consideration that we're all different. We're all, we have different babies. They're human beings and they have different personalities, and what works for one person may not work for another person. Sometimes, this is something that I, try to do sometimes, is to prepare things the night before. So, whether it's getting Charlie's uniform out, or Regan irons his clothes the night before instead of doing it in the morning, just to make things run a little bit smoother. And sometimes I do that, but sometimes when I'm sitting on the couch with, everyone at night, I just want to be in that moment, and that's what feels right. I don't want to have to get up and iron the clothes and do this and do that. And I just allow myself that flexibility. Like I don't think that I'm doing something wrong by not preparing the night before. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how you feel, really. Like, just go with your gut, trust your instincts, and do what feels right for your family. Yeah, and don't get caught up in how everyone else runs their homes, really. That's a big one for me, because I kind of have a split personality, not in terms of there are two Katies in my head, but I have type A qualities and I have type B qualities, and for me they kind of fight each other at times. So if my house is messy, I feel like I am supposed to clean it, and I'm supposed to, I put extra pressure on myself, and I don't let myself off the hook as much as I should. Don't let your houses get disgusting. I'm not saying that, but you can allow it to get untidy, and that's okay for a while. Ayla's getting upset. She can join us. Don't get caught up in how other people are running their homes. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it's not going to make you feel any better to sit on Pinterest and flick through, oh, look at their immaculate home. I can guarantee you the second they take that photo, the kids put toys all over the floor and it gets messy again. And again, comparison is the thief of joy. Enjoy what you have in front of you. Don't compare your life to others. Number 4, what do you pack for Charlie's lunch? Well, he has a ham and cucumber sandwich pretty much every day. Maybe it's a ham and cucumber tortilla wrap for feeling fancy, a string cheese stick, and a piece of fruit. And that's pretty much what he has every day for lunch, until he decides he doesn't want a cucumber sandwich for lunch. Then we'll do something different, but I don't have time to make really creative lunches. And then he has afternoon snack as well, and for that he'll usually have like some crackers and a piece of fruit. Oh, and I freeze, so there's this little, he has this little like yogurt, it's like a pack of yogurt that you can squeeze into your mouth, and I freeze that the night before, and then that kind of acts as his ice pack during the day. So when he gets to afternoon snack, it's thawed and ready for him to eat, and it kind of keeps his sandwich cool and everything else cool in his lunchbox. All right, and the last one, which is probably, the last one's probably the biggest one. What is your number 1 piece of advice for new moms? And I'd say that my number 1 piece of advice is to trust your instincts, period. You know your body and you know your baby better than anyone else, and you've just got to go with your gut. Some things are going to feel right, some things are going to feel wrong, and it's kind of, if you don't already have a child, or if you're not pregnant, it's hard to explain what your instincts are. Intuition, it's that, that sixth sense, I think, that everyone has, that no one really knows how to make tangible yet. But yeah, definitely go with your instincts, and if it feels right, do it. If it doesn't feel right, question it. And yeah, you're the professional when it comes to your baby, so. Ooh. And right now I'm gonna trust my instincts and go put this baby to bed because she's sleepy. Yeah? Are we gonna go to bed now? Say hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Let's go to sleep, okay? Let's go to sleep.